Hello, it's me. I'm back here to talk about a little bit something extra. Thank you all for the positive reception on the how to S rank all of Armored Core. I appreciate it greatly. I'm just making this as a quick little follow-up to kind of just talk about some stuff that was commented and really just mention a few things after the video's been out. It got a lot more views than I was expecting and a lot more positive reception, but also, you know, if you haven't seen the 2-hour long video, I don't blame you. It's pretty long, but thank you for leaving comments, watching the thing, and just being entertained and all that. I did it mostly as just an exercise to build really dumb mech ideas, and eventually just gave up on that because got really tired halfway through S-ranking everything. Yeah, the video took forever to actually edit and put together and make, so, you know, I'm not super disappointed with the results. Let this be a lesson to me. Create shorter content in the future. But yeah, let's clarify some of the stuff that was left in the comments. Mentions how you can use assault armor on Balteus, and it will actually not only just destroy a bunch of his missiles, but like break his shield too. It doesn't immediately break his shield, I've found out. It does if you like hurt it a little bit. It's kind of inconsistent, but if it's at full health, it won't really destroy it immediately, but it does like break it if it's hurt a little. And this is true of every enemy with like a pulse barrier, I have learned. If they have some kind of pulse barrier and you assault armor, they're like already slightly damaged armor, or their slightly damaged shield, you can kind of just break through it. Very useful knowledge to have, and I highly recommend you take assault armor with you if you want to fight Balteus or Balteus 2 or whoever. Someone mentions that the hardest mission to S rank was probably intercepting the red guns, and this is absolutely true. That's why I use it in the example at the end of the video. Intercepting the red guns is probably the hardest mission to S rank. And it's for a lot of reasons, but the primary one I think is time and cost. You know, the two big ones that have to do with S-ranking missions, duh. You waste a lot of time shooting up the ads, and you waste a lot of ammo shooting up the ads. And it is still possible with Pink Horror, but it is a lot harder to do now, because I remember having to kick a lot of enemies in their fucking shins to actually get that S-rank, and it's quite infuriating. The Strider mission is actually even easier to S-rank than you think. I mean, the Strider itself is probably not that hard to S-rank. I think I was just having difficulty the first time around because I took too much damage, which, it can happen. Sometimes you just get hit and you're lame. And the one I was actually really curious about that fucking drove me nuts, is this guy who says that you don't actually need checkpoints to S-rank a mission, which, yes, you do. I thought maybe he was talking about a specific mission that let him, like, loophole. You can go back to a checkpoint anyway, but I decided to try it out with one mission because I'm not doing every single mission with every single checkpoint to see which one is correct, because he never replied to me. And if he just told me which missions, then this wouldn't be a problem. But I figured I'd test it on a really fast mission, the Crossing the Ocean mission. Crossing the Ocean mission is really fast. It's like 5 minutes long on average. And the best part about it is the run-up to the resupply is like incredibly short, and you can just not take the and using the checkpoint is equivalent to just using the resupply. Really. I mean, it's basically the same thing. So I did a few tests where I used the checkpoints, and they've all come out as A. I even put on a build that is technically optimal for fighting the Sea Spider, because it has nothing but bullet spawn. And the Sea Spider is, if you didn't know, kind of weak to bullets. I say kind of. I don't trust any information I find on Fexter Life, but it seemed to do the trick, I guess. Plus, bullets are really cheap, so here I am. So anyways, I destroy the Sea Spider, I get out of there, and what do you know, it's an A rank. And with this handy-dandy new feature that I'm going to present to you, it absolutely should not be an A rank. Introducing the S rank calculator, created by the 5th Mat. This thing is pretty handy-dandy. It lets you add generic weapons on a map, it lets you change the time, it lets you change how much cost and repair you put in. The time one is a bit tricky to, like, figure out how long you actually took on a mission to know if you got the S rank. But because I was recording all of this, it was really easy to tell actually how long it took me to complete any mission. And I did the math. It should be an S rank, like, hands down, even if I was being ungenerous and saying that I took an extra minute that I didn't. It should still be an S rank, and it isn't. And the one that I did afterwards, where I did not use the checkpoint, I actually ended up using less ammo, took more damage, cleared it faster, and it resulted in an S rank. So what does this mean? They're probably full of shit. If someone responds and says it's exactly this mission and exactly this checkpoint and it doesn't, like, count against the S rank, then I'll try it out. However, from what I can tell, that doesn't seem to be the case. And they're kind of just... and it seems like they're just misremembering something. But what the other guy said down there about resupplies not counting against it, this is true. It was in the blurb, I just forgot to, like, mention it. Ugh, leave me alone. But yeah, that's kind of all the stuff I wanted to address. And you might be thinking, wow, he must have spent, like, a whole day making this magic tarot card. This, like, magician tarot card. The answer is no. I found it off a Reddit link that takes you to a website called accompanion.app that lets you download a bunch of armored cores and emblems. It's pretty good, and I would credit the guy who made this Magicka card, but, like, they're anonymous, so, you know, you can find it yourselves and get it yourselves even. It's pretty cool. I like it a lot. And it's annoying that we even have to use an external calculator for these S ranks, and I really wish that Armored Core just had, like, a tab in the game that you could pop up and it would tell you, hey, you're still eligible for an S rank, or here's how much ammo and damage you took, here's the timer. You know, something similar to Ultra Kill, but I guess Ultra Kill spoils me with this funny little rectangle. But yeah, that's kind of all I really have to mention. Again, if there's somehow more inconsistencies or, like, things you want to point out in what I'm saying, please do. I don't mind. I'm always a fan of learning more about weird little exploits. That's the whole point of why I started doing the Like How to Plays. They're all about doing funny skips and bugs. Also, more Disco George, because if you guys are here for Disco George, I'm sorry, but I like to do other things, unfortunately. So, yeah. Hopefully, though, I will make more Disco George, because I do like the Disco George series, and I want it to be like a real series of many videos. There might be more Armored Core video content in the future, maybe. Or maybe I'll even start streaming, who knows? If I do, in fact, start streaming or doing more Armored Core, you know, hit the sub. I'll definitely make more Disco George, that's for sure. I'm not trying to stop anytime soon. Last year's been really good, and I hope this year's gonna be really good too, so thank you all so much.